Hi and welcome back to the channel. Here is our completed Firefly FFMN after all the modifications, and we're going to go over each one of those modifications right now. We took this guitar from its stock form and we wanted to make it a player, something that you could take out, gig with. It's going to stay in tune, it's going to be reliable, and it's going to play easy. I have a list of parts, everything that we did to the guitar. These are the bags, and this is the list of parts that I used on the guitar. We're going to go over those. The first thing that we did, hip shot tuners. We did a 4-2 configuration, and the reason for that was it's a 4-2 configuration. And these are the hip shot locking tuners. Very nice tuners. The hip shot locking tuners were $65.99. Okay. The next thing we did the Musiclily 37mm brass block. And that is where the magic happens. You can see the brass block in there. And I will tell you this, the cover does fit. It does fit. And there is just barely enough room for that cover. My recommendation would be, if you do the 37mm mod on the brass block, is to remove the shim under the block. This guitar still has the shim under it. By removing that shim, you'll have plenty of clearance to the back deck. The brass block was $17.39. The next thing we did, we used the Musiclily brass heavy duty claw. And we can see the heavy duty claw right here. You can see that I have the ground tied to that heavy duty claw. The next thing we did was the Floyd Rose turbo arm. That's a TRMCP. And the reason we did that was to eliminate the slop in the arm. Now when you move this arm, the bridge moves. It's very precise, but it still allows the bar to move. Very good upgrade. Next upgrade, Floyd Rose black springs. Now I tried the red springs, which I thought were a little too stiff. So then I tried 2 blacks and a red, and it felt a little strange. I ended up going with all 3 of the black springs, and it does flutter. It flutters really well. It returns back really well, but it's not so stiff that you really got to push down on it. That's a preference thing. Some people like a stiffer, some people like a softer. If you like a softer feel, you might want to go to the Fender springs. The Fender makes some nice tremolo springs. Get the black Fender springs if you like the softer feel. Our next thing, we did the KAISH stainless steel saddles and set screw set. And that's all these guys. The rears, the saddles here, and these screws. This is a definite upgrade on the factory, because the factory locking screws are of pretty soft metal, and they bend. If you go back and look at a prior video, I had 2 that already were warped from using the fine tuners. Now this thing is just butter smooth. These new tuners with the stainless steel sets, it's very, very smooth. And it added mass to the tremolo, just like the big block. The more mass you can get on that block and in that tremolo, the more sustain you're going to end up having. Our next item, I did the Fender strap lock buttons. Now this is something that you don't have to do. All my guitars have the strap lock system. I use the Shaler. You can get the Shaler ones, they're $30. Or you can just get the Fender buttons, which are like $8.99, and you can get the whole set for under $20, which is half the cost of the Shalers. So that's something you don't necessarily have to do, but I did upgrade the buttons to the lockers. And then our next, we did change the volume knob. From the factory, this knob is white, and it looks really strange with the cream pickups and the cream switch cover. So I think the cream volume knob just makes it look better. Does it help the performance? No, just makes it look better. The knob, you get about 2 of them. The all parts, it was $6.49. Oh, and the KAISH stainless steel saddle set was $49. We'll go back over the parts. And then something else we did, we put a pure tone jack in the guitar. And that just helps the engagement, make sure you get a really good engagement on the guitar. There again, you got to buy 2 of those. A 2-pack is $11.89, so I just wrote $6. So go over it again. The hip shot tuners, $65.99. The brass heavy duty block, $17.39. The HD claw, $20.74. The Floyd Rose bar, and this is the turbo TRMCP, was $18. The Floyd Rose spring set was $18. The KAISH stainless steel saddles, $49.99. $9 for the Fender strap lock buttons. $3.25 for the new cream knob. And $6 for the pure tone jack. That gave us a total parts cost at $208.36, which the goal was to be under what we paid for the guitar. I paid $219 for the guitar. I know they had it on sale a couple weeks ago. You could get it for like $199. I still think that's pretty good. So at $208.36 plus $219 for the guitar, I paid $25 in shipping. That puts us at $452.36 for a truly professional grade instrument that plays fantastic. This guitar plays as well or better as some of my $800, $900, or $1,000 guitars. And we're getting ready to prove that to you. We're going to plug it into the amplifier so you can hear it. Alright, so let's see how well this thing can hold tune. Let's check tune. tune. Check tune. Our E is slightly out. 1/16 of an inch. Little tune. I'd say that's really good for as abusive. Check tune. Ooh, he knocked it out of tune. But the question is, how far did we knock it out of tune? Just barely. Just ever so lightly, but I'm abusing the hell out of the poor tremolo. So let's get it back in tune, and I'm gonna just show you how little it's out. Just ever so slightly. Most people probably thought, hey, it's still in tune, but it was out just a little bit. And all I did was just barely turn the E. That is not a tremolo issue. That is when you abuse your bar like that, you're taking the tension off the spring, you're pulling up on it, you're adding pressure to the spring, you're taking it off. Sometimes it'll take a second or two for that string to compress or contract back to its neutral position. Yeah, I'm just like goofing off at this point, but you can tell the guitar holds tune incredibly well. It's going to hold tune as well as anything that you can buy under any price point. The tremolo works extremely well. The sustain that you can get by pulling the bar back down and then back up, you can make that note last. And that is the block. You have so much mass. Once it starts to vibrate, it's going to help hold that note. Check tune after that craziness. Let's check tune again. All in all, I'd say this guitar holds tune really well. I'm not going to edit the video. I made a lot of mistakes. The point in it was just to goof off and beat the piss out of the guitar to show you all you can take a $200 guitar, put $200 worth of parts on it, and end up with a guitar that will compete against a $3,000 guitar easily. I will put this against any guitar that anyone wants to bring to this house, and we'll compare them. It plays very well. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, you like taking budget-friendly guitars and modifying them and upsetting the guy that just spent $2,000 on his guitar and yours holds tune better, leave a comment down below. And if you would, please hit subscribe. It lets me know that I'm doing what you guys want to see. Thank you for watching the video. That thing is stupid.